some of you, because all of us, we're all over the country, right? Some of you live in states wherein you could go to dispensaries or stores, depending on what you call them in your state, and buy like edibles, buy the drinks, all this sort of stuff, right? What many Americans don't know is that all the edibles in marijuana, in the THC space, are not from actual marijuana. It's from hemp, okay? Because what happened back in the day is that the feds legalized hemp. Hemp has a little bit of THC in it, right? And so Americans, because this fucking America went in and they found ways to suck that THC out of hemp, okay? So now if I'm holding this THC in my hand and it came from hemp, when the police pulls up, you know what I mean? Like, how is this illegal? You see? And so that's how we had this proliferation of all these different edibles and drinks, and even Eddie Blue, because that's the core of Eddie Blue, right? So now what's happening is that, well, it's led by Republicans. Okay, but this Republican guy wants to now ban hemp, so it would kill the marijuana, the hemp industry all across the country, because all is connected, right?
There are so many bigger things to worry about.
Yeah. So you're talking billions and billions of dollars and thousands and thousands of people at work, you know? So initially, this was mainly just a Texas thing, right? Texas is looking at it, but now this is moving more towards the national level. So that means, firstly, if this bill passes, Eddie Blue is out of business. But not only us, it would be all these dudes in this space, you know? So it went through committee. Now it has to go on the House floor. They would have to vote, and then it would have to go to the Senate, you know? And Texas, y'all have double problems because they trying to ban it in Texas itself, which your governor can do, you know what I mean? But this would be a national ban that I'm talking about.
This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, so we'll see. And you know who pushing this, right? Can y'all guess which industry is kind of leading the charge on banning this?
Alcohol?
Yeah. How'd you know?
I mean, come on.
The alcohol industry. Although the alcohol industry is saying, we don't want them to ban it. We just think it needs to be better regulated.
Okay. Okay.
That's kind of freaky, right? That's some crazy shit, eh? That alcohol is actually one of the leaders going, we have to get this under control.
Because more people are smoking weed and less people are drinking.
Let me ask you all a question, though, and I want you all to take this question very seriously. Let's get 2,000 of the baddest dudes on planet Earth. 2,000 of them, right? And straight killers from any prison you pick. And we can put 1,000 of them in this room, we can put 1,000 of them in this room. Now we can flood this room with alcohol and give them shanks. We can flood this room with the greenest of the green, also giving them shanks. Which room you think you stand a better chance of surviving in?
I wonder. Okay, no one's coming out alive in the alcohol side. Yeah. And everyone's coming out freaking best buds.
Yeah, I'm telling you, once the green hit, peaceful.
What is the issue? I don't understand.
Well, for alcohol, for the alcohol industry...
No, I understand that because there's a bit of a competition, for sure.
It's not only competition, you also have fewer people drinking now.
Yep.
And a lot of people switching to... A lot of people do marijuana, or a lot of people now even doing mushrooms, you see?
Yeah.
And so now you have these alternatives to alcohol that did not exist before. So now they really feeling the heat. And then on top of that, these tariffs also problematic, right? You're going like, what does tariffs have to do with this? Let me explain. So the minute the US government comes up with tariffs, the first thing a country does is they know that bourbon is unique to America, right?
Yeah.
So you go at American liquor, bourbon particularly, and you ban those in your state. So right now we beefing with Canada. Canada has stopped consuming bourbon at all, and that was one of the biggest destinations in the world for it, right? So they're losing tons of money. You have distilleries going out of business in Tennessee because of these tariffs, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have the EU, who's also gonna now be going at bourbon, you see? So liquor getting pounded. So they need whatever they could get. And so if you could erase these products and get these people to turn back to alcohol, that'll benefit them. You know what I mean? Ain't no guarantee that could happen, because dudes could still grow at home or get it off the street. You know what I mean? And the industry does need regulation and rules, because every state have different stuff going on. But you shouldn't ban this, because you're talking billions and billions of dollars. All these people would be out of work. Like even the dudes who work on Eddie Blue, like this would be done. So me and June would be done. But also the manufacturer, his factory would have to shut down. You know what I mean? And you're talking tons of factories all across the US would have to shut down because they produce hemp drinks. You know? So I'm just saying, we have to see. So just be aware of that. You know, keep your eyes open. If you see a congressman or your senator, tell them stop fucking around, man. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Tell them to smoke a joint and shut the fuck up. Oh, I would much rather have a ban on alcohol, honestly. And I'm a bartender.
It would be a safer bar. I could tell you that too.
It would be so much safer. Okay, there's an Instagram account called WeHo Times, right? Mm-hmm. And it's this, news Instagram or whatever about stuff that goes around WeHo. When I tell you, I want to say at least every other day, there is some car crash, and half of them are drunk driving incidents.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's really, really bad. It's really bad. The drinking and driving is out of control here, especially everywhere. But they want to get rid of marijuana. I know you shouldn't smoke and drive either, but
this is mainly the hemp thing, which is where all the drinks, all the weed drinks that you see at the dispensary, they are hemp. Even though they're in the dispensary, all the edibles are also hemp. So all that would have to change.
So how likely is this, do you think, to get approved?
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to get approved.
I don't know, because Trump is a weird one in the sense that, well, firstly, it might not pass the House. Who knows, right? Maybe the House doesn't pass it. But Trump has a lot of dudes, because a lot of, for instance, in Texas, a lot of conservatives there are upset that they're trying to ban this, because these dudes have embraced the industry and start building out, right? And so now so these dudes are attacking their own based on this, Because I think weed's kind of gone mainstream in the sense that most people realize that
it's not a big deal.
It's probably a lot safer than alcohol.
100% a lot safer. No one's dying from being too high off weed. A lot of people are dying from alcoholism, obviously, and drunk driving accidents.
Are they coming few Sky? No, not now. But I mean, we looking to go into production in July, and so in July we should have cans. So if that bill would have passed, those cans would be done. I would not be able to sell them. Technically, even this being in my hand would be illegal. You'd have to get rid of all of it.
Who's initiating this?
It's a Republican congressman.
Let me guess. Big Don is approving of this too.
Well, it depends. He doesn't, like I said, there's a lot of backlash to it from conservatives. Because I mean, like I said, marijuana is not like this crazy ass liberal thing anymore. A lot of dudes from both parties, it's mainstream. So we have to see how that plays out.
There are bigger fish to fry here, people.
Yeah.
There are a lot more problems than little.
But you remember Biden changed the schedule on marijuana, but I don't think it was officially done. And I think Trump agreed to because marijuana was on the same level as cocaine and fentanyl, and they were trying to reschedule that. And I don't know what's happening with that. Because marijuana is not the same as cocaine or heroin.
No.
Not at all.
No.
You have so many dudes who suffering from PTSD who use marijuana. Who use marijuana.
Lexi just wanted to be high. You're absolutely right, I do. But I'm somebody who has mental health issues, anxiety, and I struggle with depression here and there. Weed helps me. Weed helps a lot of people. I know Dana would say the same. Weed calms her down.
I think once I had the right strain, to me, I like it more than marijuana.
What?
I mean, it's more than alcohol.
Well, yeah, for sure, because alcohol is a depressant. So.
I mean, I haven't had alcohol since 2023. That's the last time I drank.
I think at some point I might give up alcohol. It's not good for you. It's poison.
I mean, that's how Gen Z sees it. They look at it as being toxic.
It's
fun, I'll tell you now. It's better than taking milk to the party, okay? show up with a fucking gallon of milk, you know, wow, thank you, you know.
Wow.
You show up with a gallon of vodka, that's when the action starts, oh boy, you know.
And this is coming from, I drink, listen, I drink, I like to drink whatever, but I much prefer the ganja.
Yeah, me too.
Janessa's always popping edibles. That bitch is always high. Oh my God. I was definitely, I think I told you guys this, when we first moved out here, she was 100% more of a drinker. I wasn't too much of a drinker. And then, and I was much more of a pothead. And when I tell you, I definitely drink substantially more than I used to. Not like every day or anything. 3 times a week probably I'll drink. But that woman is always high.
Yeah. Well, both like there's also synthetic marijuana. You know what I mean? And that shit, because that shit's like, why are you using synthetic marijuana when you got all this naturally grown shit here?
I don't know.